Hi everyone, and welcome to Stop Hitting Yourself. Ayaka is one of my favourite characters in Genshin Impact, and she is currently available on her first rerun banner. That also means her signature weapon, Mistsplitter Reforged, is available on the latest weapon banner. I've heard many people argue that this is one of, if not the best 5-star weapon in the game, so it might be something you're thinking about pulling for. I decided to put this quick video together and compare it to some of the other swords on my account to see how much better it really is. So, let's hit it. I think it's fairly common knowledge that Ayaka's elemental burst is the strongest part of her kit. That's not to say the rest of her kit is weak, but her burst is just really powerful. It can hit enemies up to 19 times with a final bigger hit at the end. So for that reason, that's what we're going to be comparing the damage on. I decided to use the Pyro Regisfine as my test subject because it's bigger and stationary. I'm also using Barbara with a level 1 Wine and Song Catalyst just to break the enemy's shield. First up is my Refinement 1 Skyward Blade. It has a decent base attack of 608, but the energy recharge substat doesn't help increase the damage here. In a longer fight however, it would certainly help with Ayaka's expensive burst cost of 80 energy. I'm using my 4-piece Blizzard Straya artifact set, which gives 20% bonus crit rate against enemies affected by cryo, and 40% if they are frozen. Also, in a party with cryo resonance, you get another 15% against cryo affected enemies. Whilst the 29% crit rate may look low, this jumps to 84% against frozen enemies. I should also mention I have Constellation 2 Ayaka, meaning her burst unleashes 2 smaller snowstorms as well, which is why you're seeing so many numbers on the screen. For comparison purposes, I'm just going to look at a crit hit from the main snowstorm, and the Skyward Blade did 9,766. Next up is my R5 Black Sword. The base attack is not as high at 510, but it does have a crit rate substat. For that reason, I changed up my artifact build to try and make things a bit more fair, as this weapon doesn't benefit as much from the 4-piece Blizzard Straya set effect. Here I'm using 2-piece Blizzard Straya and 2-piece Gladiator for an additional 18% attack. Also, in case you're wondering, the additional weapon refinements don't increase the burst damage. They would however boost your normal and charged attacks. We can see here that each tick of damage dealt 9,770 when it crit, which is on par with Skyward Blade. Next up is my R1 Jade Cutter. The base attack is slightly higher than the Black Sword at 542, but the weapon's passive also boosts your attack by 1.2% of the wielder's max HP. The weapon also has an immense 44.1% crit rate substat, so I will be using the 2-piece Blizzard Straya and 2-piece Gladiator build here as well. We can see that each tick dealt 11,278 damage when it crit, which is 15% more than the weapons we've looked at so far. Now on to my R1 Mistsplitter. This has the highest base attack at 674, and it also has a 44.1% crit damage substat. The weapon passive provides an initial 12% boost to all elemental damage, then you can gain 3 stacks to increase this up to another 28%. I've switched back to the 4-piece Blizzard Straya build as this weapon can take full advantage of the bonus crit rate. It won't come as much of a surprise, but this weapon dealt the most damage per tick at 16,041. This is 42% more than the Jade Cutter and 64% more than Skyward Blade and the Black Sword. Now, there is an argument to be made here that Mistsplitter has an unfair advantage as it has the highest crit damage percentage in these builds. It's a fair point, and I did try changing artifacts around to make it more balanced, but I came to the conclusion that the fact is the Mistsplitter works better with the Blizzard Straya artifact set. This is what you would likely use if you had this weapon in Ayaka, so that's what I wanted to show. What you also need to consider is the performance won't be as good against enemies you can't freeze. By comparison, the Jade Cutter build is unconditional, so whilst the damage is lower, it will be consistent across most enemies. What I will also say is that none of these weapons are bad. Even Skyward Blade would deal between 150 to 200k damage in total from one burst, and that is without any buffs from your 3 other party members. So, do you need Mistsplitter Reforged for Ayaka? No. There are tons of great options for her, including the 4-star craftable weapon Amanoma Kageyuchi. However, if you do decide to get it, I very much doubt you'll be disappointed. It's a really powerful weapon deserving of its reputation. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and a comment. You can also subscribe to the channel to get notified about future videos. You've been watching Stop Hitting Yourself. Until next time.